Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. So 1.20 is finally here, and I just wanted to spend today's episode just exploring some of the new features and figuring out exactly what got added in the update. So usually when an update comes out, I don't watch any of the snapshot videos or anything like that. I don't pay any attention to it until it's actually in the game. But this time I did actually watch a few videos and I've got a good idea of all of the stuff that got added. But I'm sure there's some stuff that I missed that I can figure out today. So of course my plan on this world is to collect a stack of every single item, and this is where I'm storing all of those items. And usually when new items get added in updates, it takes me, and that's actually a new feature right there. I left clicked on the sign by accident and I can actually edit this, so you couldn't do that before. But anyway, when new items get added in updates, it usually takes me quite a while to collect one of them and then put them in this checklist area. So in today's episode, I want to try and get one of all of the new items. It's going to be pretty difficult to get all of the different armour trims, and I think also the pottery shards. But I'm going to try my best to get as many of the different items as I can in one episode. So I think the place I'm going to start is over here. I've been collecting bamboo for quite a while. As soon as I found out there was going to be bamboo blocks in this update, I just made this little temporary setup, and I've been collecting it ever since. So all of these shulker boxes are full of bamboo, and I just want to see how many you need to make a stack of blocks. I'm pretty sure you need 9. So like 9 bamboo makes 1 block. So there's a crafting table up here. And yeah, that makes 1 stack of blocks. And then with this I can make planks, and then the buttons, the slabs. You need more for them. I need some sticks for the fences. And then there's signs and boats. There's quite a lot of different bamboo items, and then I think you can also strip this as well, and then that makes a different block. Then I'm pretty sure if you make slabs, you can make like chiseled blocks as well. So there is quite a few of the different items here, so I'm going to try and craft one of each of them, and then I'll store it in the chest. Okay, so this is all of the items that I've crafted up here. I've got a little picture on my phone and it shows all of the items that got added in the 1.20 update. I don't know if it's completely accurate, but this is all of the different bamboo items that it shows on there. So I've crafted one of all of these. And I do actually need to use all of these items around the base somewhere. So I set myself a challenge recently that I need to build or use at least one of every single placeable block somewhere around the base. So like if it's inside a house or like underground in the actual main base, just anywhere around the base I've got to use one of every single block. So I might have to build a little bamboo hut somewhere made out of these blocks. But yeah, for now that's all of the bamboo items that I've collected here. And I'm actually going to move on to the next thing that I wanted to do in today's episode. So I've actually already done this. The update came out yesterday, but I just couldn't record any commentary. I did actually play on the world a little bit, just exploring some of the new features. And one of the challenges that I got set a while ago now is to explore one of every structure. So find every structure in the game. So I'm going to be doing a lot of exploring today, and I thought this would be a good time to actually keep track of this. So I've got a book here and I've wrote down all the different structures in the game. So while I'm exploring the world looking for all the different structures to find the armour trims, I thought it'd be a good idea to actually keep track of the different structures that I've been to. So like I said, I did actually start exploring the world yesterday looking for some of the new features. The first thing I found was a jungle temple, but I looted the chests and there was no armour trims in there. Next up, I explored a mineshaft thinking that one of the armour trims could generate in the chests here, but that's actually not true. But I did manage to find this dungeon and it had an enchanted apple in, which is nice. And it took quite a while of flying around, but eventually I did find the new biome. So I believe this is called the Cherry Grove. So of course I went over to it and I collected a few of the new items, just so I could take them back to the base and then farm them later on. But on the way back to the base, I found a shipwreck. So I decided to go and explore because I know you can find a armour trim in these chests. And I did actually get lucky and I managed to find my first armour trims. Once I took all of those items back to the base, I decided to go to the end. And it took a few different chests, but eventually I did find the armour trims over there as well. And I think these ones must be kind of common because I looted a couple more cities and I managed to find some more of these. Next up I went to a pillager outpost. So I actually found this recently, but I decided not to loot the chest. So I waited for 1.20 and this means there's a chance I can get the armor trim. And I did actually get lucky and I managed to get another one of the trims here. And on my way home from there, I managed to find a jungle temple, which is actually kind of close to the base. I'm surprised I've never found this before. But I looted this and I did actually manage to find the jungle temple armor trim. And finally, I decided to loot an ancient city. So I'm pretty sure there's 2 different armor trims that can generate in these chests. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to find any of them. But I did manage to find this chest with 2 enchanted apples in, so that's not too bad. So that brings you up to date with everything that I've done so far in the new update. And I did use a few of the saplings to get some more of the cherry wood, and I've crafted all of the different items. I also went ahead and crafted the signs, or the hanging signs even, and then the chiseled bookshelf. So I'm pretty sure you can place these on the floor and then you can like add books to them and take the books back out. So I'm probably going to use them around the base quite a lot. So these are all of the items that I've got so far, all of them, and then of course the bamboo items as well. And then of course I've got the armor trims over here. So I've got 4 so far, and I'm pretty sure there's 16 different ones, and then there is the netherite upgrade one, which is like separate. So 17 to collect overall, and I've got 4. And if I fly down into the storage room, I've been storing the first one that I get of each different type. So each one of these is going to go into the museum when I build that eventually. So I'm just kind of storing them separately. And quickly while I'm here, I actually crafted an extra few sets of netherite armor just before the update came out. So I thought, like, if I want to use some armor trims, I might decide I want different armor trims. So I can have a few different sets of armor with the different trims or different colours or something. So I just thought I'd craft a few extra ones of these quickly just before the update, just in case I do need them. But anyway, next up, I want to head to the Nether. So I'm pretty sure there's 3 or maybe even 4 different armor trims that you can find through here. So I'm pretty sure I've explored quite a lot in that direction, and then behind me in this direction. If I fly just over here, I've got a bastion, but I explored this a long time ago. So I think I'm just going to keep flying in probably this direction until I find a fortress or a bastion, because I've not really explored too much over here. Okay, I found a fortress here, and the generation is kind of strange on this world because I've had it a few years and it's gone through a few different updates. So you can see the fortress is just kind of all over the place. I get it all the time in the overworld as well, like I found a ocean monument not that long ago, and it had like half of it missing. Yeah, I've got a weird generation here, but it is a fortress, so I'm going to try explore it, see if there's any chests around, and see if I can get any of the armor trims. Okay, so I finally found this. That actually took a long time. This is I think the 3rd or the 4th fortress that I've searched. You can see all of the horse armor and stuff that I managed to get. But yeah, I finally managed to find this. So I'm pretty sure this is the only one you can get in the Nether fortresses. But I'm just going to quickly double check just to make sure. So I double checked and this is the only one that you can find in a Nether fortress. And it's got a 6.7% chance of generating in a chest. So that explains why it took so long to actually find it. Okay, a lot of flying around later and I've managed to find a bastion. So it doesn't look too big, but I can already see a couple of chests down here. And I don't have any gold armor to wear, so I'm probably going to get attacked quite a lot. And I actually managed to find the trim in the first chest. So I'm pretty sure there's 2. Why is there a Nether portal there? So I actually have no idea why there's a Nether portal there. I'm pretty sure I've never been here before. That's a bit weird, but anyway. I'm pretty sure there's 2 of these you can find in the bastions. So there's this one which is the armor trim, and then there's another one which is the netherite upgrade thing. So yeah, there's 2 that you can find overall, and I'm pretty lucky I managed to get the first one in the first chest that I've searched. There's nothing really too useful in there. And that's actually the second one, so that's the netherite upgrade thing that you need as well. So that's pretty lucky, the first bastion that I found, and I managed to find both of the things that I needed in the first 2 chests. There's also a netherite scrap, I'll take that. I might as well take the golden carrots, but I'm not really too bothered about the rest of this stuff. I've been looking around here for quite a while now, and this is the only chest that I've managed to find. So there's one lodestone inside and nothing else really, so I'm not going to bother looting the rest of that. But I just can't find any more chests. There's not really much around here. So I managed to get a little bit of gilded blackstone, 21 overall, but that's about it. So I'm going to go back to the base. I've got the armor trims that I wanted anyway, and I think I'm going to go through this portal and just see where it goes. I don't remember ever making this portal, so I'm just going to risk it and go through and hope there's nothing too dangerous on the other side. So it's brought me out 7,000 blocks away from the base. I never explored this far away from the base. Like, the furthest I've been is like 3,000 blocks. I don't know why this portal's here. I can't think of any reason. Nobody else has been on the world and has explored this far away. I definitely didn't put that portal there. So I really have no ideas why it's here. I'm just going to go back through and then find my Nether hub. So back over at the base, I want to dupe the 3 templates that I managed to get there. So I'm sure everyone knows this, but if you get 7 diamonds, and then the template, and then 1 other block, so for the Nether ones, it is netherrack and blackstone. And if you want to dupe some of the others, you can see the other blocks you need down here. But you can actually dupe these items, but I want to try and keep the original item. So I'm not really sure if it's possible to dupe it and then tell which one is the original. So I think maybe if I do it this way and actually put the items into the table like this. And I'll do this. And then if I click on these. So yeah, it doesn't actually show me which one is the original. So I'm just going to do this and assume that this one here is the original one. And then that this one is the duped one. So it doesn't really matter which one is the original. I just thought it'd be cool if I kept the original one for each of the different types. And then eventually when I make a museum, I can keep all of the originals on display. But you can see that I've duped them all here. So I've got these 7 so far. So 7 out of 17 I think it is. And then I'm going to put the other 3 up here with the other ones that I've been collecting. So I should have 7 in here as well. And there was actually one more thing I quickly wanted to show in here. So this is all the loot that I got when I raided the ancient city earlier on. So most of the stuff isn't really very useful. I got plenty of swift sneak books. But I got the 2 enchanted apples, and then of course I got the one from the mineshaft. So overall that's 16 enchanted apples, and then I've got 1 over in the checklist room as well. So that's 17 out of 64. So that's one of the rarest items that I need to collect, and I'm about a quarter of the way there now. So moving on, I found a desert over here, and I'm going to go explore this in a minute because there's a few new items I can get from the desert over there. But there's a pillager outpost down there, and there's a savannah village there which I raided and I got 5 tall grass. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is one of the items I need to collect, and you can only get it from savannah village chests. So it is quite rare. I think I've got like 10 of them overall now. But yeah, I just got another 5 from the village down there, and then there was another one just over there. So I'm quickly just going to raid this pillager outpost first. And I got some more of these armor trims. This is one that I've already got. And the sing horn, I don't actually know if I've got that one or not. I've got 4 out of the 8 horns, so I'll take that back to the base and see if I've already got that one. But anyway, the reason I came over here is because there's another armor trim you can get from the desert temples. So there's 2 of them here, and oh, there's actually a 3rd over there. And I think that might be a 4th, or that might be a village. Also, it looks like there's 4 over here pretty close by. So I'm going to raid all of these, and surely from 4 of them I can get 1 of the new armor trims. And I'm also pretty sure you can get the suspicious sand in here as well. So I think it's over here. I didn't really watch too much about this, but I think you can get suspicious sand around here if I just dig around a little bit. So I'm just going to start digging and see if I can find any. So there's a little bit here, I almost missed it. I'm pretty sure you can't pick this up even if you use a silk touch shovel. All you can do with it is brush it away, and then you can get like a pottery shard or something. It looks like this is going to be an emerald. So I did actually realise earlier on today that the pottery shards are probably going to be the rarest item in the game to get a full stack of, or like the hardest item to get a full stack of in this series. So there's 20 different variants overall, and they do stack up to 64 each. So I'm going to have to collect a load of these and then hope I get all of the different variants and stuff. So I've mined out most of the area here, and it looks like there's only another 4 suspicious sand. So that's 5 suspicious sand in one desert temple, and the chance of getting a pottery shard isn't that high. So to get 64 of each different one, it's just going to take so long. So I think as a whole, the pottery shards are going to be the hardest item to collect in this series. But anyway, we'll just go ahead and see what we can get here. So it looks like this is going to be some TNT. This one looks like another emerald. I don't really know if there's anything useful you can get from these apart from the pottery shards. I know you can get a diamond. That's actually the first pottery shard there, so we'll see which one this is. I actually don't know the names of any of these, so this one is the miner. So it looks like that's a pickaxe, which kind of makes sense for the miner. So we'll just mine this last one, and this is actually another pottery shard. That looks like a skeleton skull. So the skull pottery shard as well, so that's the first 2 there. It's not too bad, I got 2 from 5 pieces of suspicious sand. So we'll just mine around the rest of this and see if there's any more, but it doesn't look like it. Would be kind of interesting if these went somewhere, but I'm pretty sure they don't. But anyway, we'll come down here and see what's in the chest. So there's nothing in the first one, we'll just take the sand. We'll take the horse armour, the golden apple again, the sand, and the diamond horse armour. There's really not much in there at all. I think that might actually be the first ever desert temple that I've raided on this world. But anyway, we'll move straight on to the next one, and I see another pillager outpost over here. So we actually got 2 more of these. I don't know if it's like a 100% chance that you find these, but I found 3 pillager outposts, and I found some in each one. Okay, so moving on to the next desert temple. There's not really anything in there. We'll go to the next one. Nothing in there. 1 diamond, not really that great. And nothing in there. So all we really want from these chests is the new armor template. And any god apples or enchanted apples would be nice as well. Okay, so we've got a bit more suspicious sand over here. So that's another pottery shard. Hopefully it's a new one. And it looks like it is a new one. So that is prize. It looks kind of like a diamond. Like not a Minecraft diamond though. So yeah, that's prize there. And this actually looks like another pottery shard as well. So maybe these things are more common than I thought. So this is actually one that I've already got. That looks like skull. So yeah, that's a duplicate there. And that's 3 in a row, so maybe these are quite common. I thought these were going to be extremely rare. And that's actually skull again by the looks of it. So I don't know if that's like the most common one or something like that. And then this one here is skull again, 3 times in a row. So I'm assuming this is like extremely common compared to other ones if I've got it 4 times out of 6. So it looks like there's 3 more pieces here. And this is another pottery shard. And that kind of looks like the gem one. So this one is archer, which is another new one. So we'll put that in here. So far I've got 4 out of 20. And we'll get another one from here. So I kind of expected these to be a lot more rare than this. That looks like the same gem one that I got before. I forgot what it was called already. Prize. So that's another duplicate one. And then we'll see which this one is. And that's another duplicate by the looks of it as well. So archer. So I looted the 3rd desert temple and there wasn't really too much. I got a few shards, but these are duplicates of ones that I've already got. There was nothing in the chest, so I came to the 4th one. And I did actually manage to find 2 of the new armor trims. Well, it's the same one. For some reason you get 2 of some of them, like these ones and the ones from the pillager outpost. But some of the other ones, like in the Nether, I only got 1 of each. So I thought that you got 2 of all of them, and it was kind of like to educate people that once you use it, it disappears. So then you've got like another one and you can duplicate that one. But yeah, apparently some of them you get 2, some of them you get 1. But anyway, I've got these ones now, and it doesn't look like there's anything else too useful in these chests. I always take the horse armour for some reason. I think it's just because you can't craft them, so I always just like to collect them. But anyway, I've got some more suspicious sand here, and I'm just going to see what I can get out of these. And I'm pretty sure there's like 4 of the armour trims that you can only get from the suspicious sand, or maybe it's the suspicious gravel. But yeah, most of them you get from chests. I just keep getting TNT here for some reason. But yeah, most of them you get from chests from different structures. But I'm pretty sure there is some of the armor trims you can only get from these blocks like this. So hopefully I can get one or two of these. But it looks like all of this is just junk at the moment. So I've looted all 4 of the desert temples now, and I did get the main thing that I wanted, which is the armor trim. I managed to get 4 of the different types of pottery shards. I don't know if you can get all of these from the sand, or if you've got to get some of them just from the gravel. So there is still a lot to learn about the update. And one thing that I heard is that you can get some of the suspicious sand from desert wells, and I actually saw one around here. So I don't know how much you can get, but I'm just going to investigate, and it looks like it's only 1. But I'll try break a little bit around it and see if there's any more. So is this a different one? Oh, that's a different one. Arms up. So that's 5 out of 20 now. So I got an emerald there, and it doesn't look like there's any more underneath here. Oh, there's actually one here as well. So that's another pottery shard. Brewer, so that looks like a potion or something like that. So that will be 6 out of 20. So maybe it's not quite as difficult to get these as I first thought, but it's still going to take a long time to get a full stack of each different one. So I found a portal here, but it's like all buried under the ground. This is what I'm on about when I say that I get weird world generation. Like, things don't know how to generate when they're generated into an old world for some reason. And things just generating really weird all the time. But there is a chest down here. I always check these just in case I can get an enchanted apple. But I don't think I've ever found one from a ruined portal before. Okay, to speed this up a little bit, I'm just going to quickly talk you through what I did for the next few days. Because there is a lot of exploring and stuff that I need to do if I'm going to get every single item that got added in the new update. So I explored the rest of this desert, and I actually managed to find another 2 desert temples. I found some more of the armor trims, and I also got plenty of pottery shards, but I didn't get any new ones. They're all duplicates. And when I was flying back over to the base, I actually found a pillager outpost that was built inside of a desert, which I thought was kind of cool. That I raided the desert and I got some more long grass. And then I realised it was on fire, so I kind of helped the villagers by tearing the house down. Your house can't burn down if it doesn't exist. I also started a raid on the village, which wasn't really ideal. But I did find 2 allies as I was about to leave, but I didn't really have the time to take them back to the base with me, so I wrote down the coordinates and I'm going to come back for these later. Next up, I decided I wanted to go to a stronghold to try and find the armor trim that you can find there. So the stronghold I've already found on this world, I've looted all the chests, so I didn't go to that one. And I thought if I went far enough away, so I went back over towards the deserts where I found all the desert temples. And I started throwing the Eyes of Ender, and it turns out that the stronghold is directly underneath the village here. And I found a skeleton spawner on the surface. It's been quite a long time since I found a spawner on the surface. They used to find these all the time back in like 2011 and 2012, but I think it's kind of been changed and you don't really see them anymore. But anyway, I dug straight down into the stronghold, and it didn't take too long before I managed to find the first armor trim. I think there's like a 100% chance of finding these inside the library chest. So I actually found 2 libraries, and there was 3 chests overall. So I managed to get 3 of these armor trims. I did a little bit more exploring around the stronghold. I found a spider spawner and another skeleton spawner, so that's 2 more structures I can check off the checklist. And finally I decided to go looking for some ocean monuments, because I found out that if you kill the Elder Guardian, there's a chance it will drop an armor trim. So of course I took some night vision potions. It's very easy to look for the ocean monuments, and I killed quite a few Elder Guardians. I think I got 3 or 4 of these trims in total. And I also collected all of the sponges while I was searching the ocean monuments. Okay, so that is 10 of the armor trims out of 17 possible ones. So there is 2 that I can get from ancient cities, which I think I'm going to get next. There is 1 that I can get from woodland mansions, and I've got an idea on how to find that a little bit later on. And then there's going to be 4 more which I can get from trail ruins. And I've actually been looking for these trail ruins, but I just can't find one anywhere. I'm not really completely sure how to find them. But I think you just look for terracotta in certain biomes. But yeah, I've not managed to find one yet, but I think that's the only place you can find the last 4. And from those ocean monuments, I think I raided 4 or 5 of them in total. I managed to get 3 stacks of sponges. So I think what I'm going to do is get this 10 tall grass or 10 double tall grass. And then these sponges, I'm going to get the rest of the sponges over here. And I might as well check a few more items off the checklist just while I'm around the base. So the sponges go in the random blocks here, so I can put the dry sponges and then the wet sponges. So that's most of this chest completed now, there's really not too many more items. And then over at the end here in the rare chest, this is where I keep the double tall grass and the large ferns because they are pretty rare items. So that's a quarter of a stack there. So yeah, that's just a little bit more progress towards the checklist room here. I found another ancient city, and this time I don't really want to go back to the base until I find both of the armour trims that you can get from here. So this one does look quite big, I've seen quite a lot of chests around. So I'm hoping if I loot the entire thing, I can get at least one of the armour trims, but it would be nice if I could get both of them, and then I don't have to mess around looting any more ancient cities today. So just check these first two chests. So there's the other side disc, which I've got plenty of these now, but I still collect them. I don't really want anything else in there. And then I always take the diamond gear, even though I don't really need that. So yeah, there's not really too much in these first two chests. And I do like to put some coloured wool on top of the chests after I've looted them. And that just helps me like know where I've already looted and where I still need to go. So yeah, I've actually managed to spawn in a warden already. It's just over there. I don't really know how I managed to do that. I've only just looted the first two chests. I was just making my way around. And I managed to spawn in a warden. So hopefully he just goes back underground and then I can carry on. So you can actually see it going underground just there. I think that's the first time I've actually seen a warden on video or like with my eyes in the game. Well, that doesn't really make sense. Like I have seen a warden in other people's videos, but like in my world while I've been playing, I've never actually seen a warden on this world. But yeah, that's the first one I've seen. It just went underground, so I'm going to be careful now and I'm going to try loot the rest of the chests. I think this one is chest number 20 or something like that. And I did manage to find the first armour trim here. So this one is Ward. I think the other one is called Silence. I don't know which one is more rare, if any of them are more rare. But this is the first one here, so I'm going to collect this of course. I'll loot the rest of the chest. And I think there's at least like one or two more chests over here I've looted from there around. So there might be a few chests in the middle that I've missed. But I'm just going to loot the rest of the chests here and hopefully I can get the other one. But if not, I'll just move on to the next city instead. I'm not going to show every single chest that I opened, but I did raid 7 ancient cities before I managed to find the armour trim. So I must have opened like 150 or more chests. But it's not exactly a bad thing because I got plenty of enchanted apples and stuff like that. But you can see here, eventually I did get the Silence armour trim. And I just thought I'd quickly show this chest as well, where I got 4 enchanted apples. I think that's the most I've ever had in one chest. I didn't even know this was possible. I was actually starting to run out of ancient cities nearby that I haven't looted yet. But I did manage to find it eventually, so there we go. So that's 12 out of the 17 armour trims that I found today. But anyway, I just thought I'd quickly come up here. I've put all of the loot that I got from the ancient cities into these chests just for anyone that's interested. So I did loot 7 or 8 ancient cities overall if you count the one that I looted earlier today as well. So I got plenty of diamond hose, diamond leggings and diamond horse armour. These are all Swift Sneak books, and then the Swift Sneak 3 books are up here. So I'm just going to combine these into Swift Sneak 3. And over here I've got all of the records. I didn't quite realise how much you get from the ancient cities. But I remember when this one used to be kind of rare, and now I've just got like a full double chest of them overall. But this is like the main chest here. So I didn't actually get too many of the echo shards. 2 stacks on 13, I thought I'd get some more. But yeah, these are quite important for the series, so I got plenty of them. I collected the skeleton skulls, even though I built a farm for them last episode. But 27 golden apples, that's like a full chest worth of golden apples here. So that's really nice. I didn't think I'd get that many. I did show that clip where I got 4 in one chest, which is really lucky. And then 10 of the Ward armour trims. So overall I got 11 of these before I found the one Silence armour trim, so that shows how rare the other one is compared to this. So some people might have a problem with the next part of this video. I used chunk base to find a woodland mansion. I try not to use chunk base as much as possible, but I've explored so much of the world today. I think I've explored like 5,000 blocks in each direction from my base, and I've just not seen a woodland mansion anywhere. So I'm quickly just going to come through the portal and see if it actually goes to where it should do. So yeah, here I'm at a woodland mansion. So like I said, I've explored so much of the world today, and I kind of just hoped I'd find one of these, but I didn't. And I try not to explore my world too much usually, because the more you explore, the larger the world file is and the more chance it has of getting corrupted. And also, if you explore too much, it's hard to get the new features when the new features get added in future updates. So I didn't want to explore the entire world looking for one of these, so I just used chunk base instead. So I hope people don't have a problem with that. I know some people see it as cheating, but I don't really see a problem with chunk base anyway. So obviously I've come here looking for the armour trim. And I did hear that it's a 100% chance it will generate in a chest. So there we go, the first chest, and I get the first one. So this one is called Vex. So I'm just going to quickly loot the rest of this place and see if I can find anything else. So there's some of the allays in here as well. But I'm not going to bother getting these back to the base, it'd take too long. There's some that I found earlier on that are a little bit closer to the base. I looted the rest of it, there wasn't really anything too interesting. But I did manage to get another 3 Vex armour trims here. So it's not quite a 100% chance that it generates in a chest, but I think I looted 6 chests overall and I managed to get 4 of these, so the chance of it generating is pretty high. So that's actually all of the armour trims that you can get from the structures and stuff. The last 4 you get all of them from trail ruins just by brushing away the gravel. So that's actually what I'm going to go and do next. I found quite a few trail ruins just while I've been flying around the world, and I've wrote down the coordinates here. So I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. The trail ruins is one part of the update that I didn't see much of before the update was actually released. So when I was exploring these, it was like my first experience with them, and I've not seen anyone else do it before. I did find it kind of interesting to start off with, it's definitely something new that we've not seen before. But it just seemed to get boring very fast. You've just got to dig around and be careful that you don't break any of the suspicious gravel. And then when you do brush it away, it mostly just gives you junk items. So I do think it was an interesting addition to the game, but it's not really something I'm going to be looking forward to doing much more of in the future. But I did get most of the stuff that I needed from those trail ruins. So I looted 3 of them overall. I managed to get all of the smithing templates. These were actually pretty easy to find, they're quite common. And then I also got a music disc. This seemed to be quite rare. I only got 1 of these, and I actually kind of forgot it was even in the game. But I did manage to get the music disc. And I got a few more pottery shards. And I actually realised that certain pottery shards can only be found in specific areas. So the ones I found earlier could only be found in desert temples. There's some that can only be found in desert wells. And then some of these can only be found in trail ruins. And then there's a few others that I still need to get that I found in the ocean ruins. But there is one more that I missed that I couldn't find in the trail ruins. I think it's called Danger. I just couldn't find it. I got plenty of all of the other ones. I think it's over here. You can see I've got quite a lot of duplicates over here. But there's one called Danger and I just couldn't find it, so I'm going to have to try and find that later on. But anyway, I'm going to add this to here. So this is all 17 of the armour templates that got added in the update. And I'm sure I'm not the first person to find all of them, but the update has only been out for 5 days, so I must be like one of the first people to get them all. So there's still a few more items that I need to get if I'm going to collect every single new item in one episode. And most of them are in these ocean ruins here. So I need to get a few more of the pottery shards, which I can get in the suspicious gravel here. And then if I can find any chests, I'm hoping I can get a sniffer egg. And then I can get a few more items with that. So this looks like it's going to be some junk. I'm not really sure how much suspicious gravel or suspicious sand there actually is in these. Oh, so there's actually a sniffer egg in the suspicious sand. I thought you got these in a chest, but I couldn't find a chest around. Yeah, this is my first sniffer egg. So I think if I hatch this, like somewhere around the base, it will start digging up some of the other new items that I can get. So I'll go and mess around with that soon. But I'm kind of hoping I can get some of the pottery shards as well while I'm here. So I'm in a warm ocean at the moment, so there's a few different pottery shards I can get from this. And then I think if I go to a cold ocean, there's a few other ones which I can get from there. And there is a chest right here, so we'll see what's in this. So I don't actually know if there's any new items you can get from the chest. I thought you could get the sniffer egg in the chest, but obviously you dig it up instead. But I think that's all of the suspicious sand around here. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So I found another sniffer egg which could be useful if I need to breed them or whatever. But I am just looking for the shards at the moment. I think there's 3 different ones that I can get from the warm ocean. And that's actually the 3rd sniffer egg, so I feel like these are going to be really common. I actually don't know if you can breed these, but I've got 3 now. And still no pottery shards. I've got 2 pieces here and they've both got a pottery shard inside. So I'm just going to brush it away and I hope they're both different. So this one is called Shelter. So there's like a 1 in 3 chance this is the same, but this one's different, so Angler. So I am pretty sure now that there's only 1 more that I can get from these. Okay, so I did go ahead and I found a few cold ocean ruins and I got a few more of the pottery shards. So this is almost all of them now. There's 1 missing which I mentioned earlier, which is Danger. And that can only be found in Trail Ruins. And I'm just not going to have the time to get that today, but that is the only one that I'm missing now. And over here I've just been experimenting with some of the sniffers. So I got the eggs of course and I hatched 2 of them. And I didn't really know too much about these, but basically they just walk around, sniff some stuff. They do a little bit of digging sometimes and then they'll drop either these seeds here or these pods. And you can plant these over here like I have done. And it grows into these flowers or these smaller flowers here. And if you get these torchflower seeds, you can actually breed these striders. So I wasn't sure if you would have to go and collect all of the eggs from the ocean ruins, but you can actually breed these things. I think I called them striders, but they're sniffers. And then you can see I picked up the egg. And I was actually kind of surprised how big this is. It's like almost a full block. Yeah, this is the sniffer egg. But anyway, I did collect 1 of each of the seeds and the flowers here. And I've also gone ahead and crafted up a few new items here as well. So this is all of the items I've got from the new update. I got all of the new armor trims, all of the pottery shards apart from 1. I think this is all the bamboo items and the cherry wood and stuff. And then just a few of the extra items over here. So the only one that is missing from here is the piglin head. I just don't have the time to get that in today's episode. I was going to set up some kind of method to get one, but it's just going to take too long. I don't have the time. So I do think this is every single item apart from the 2 that I've mentioned. So if anyone can think of any other items that I'm missing from the list, just please let me know down below and I'll be sure to add it in the next episode. And I actually just thought I'd quickly talk about a few items that I'm not going to add to the checklist. So I try to add every single item that is in the game to the checklist, and that's where I'm storing them all in here. But sometimes there's too many variants of an item and it's just not worth the time getting every single one. So an example of this is the banners over here. You can see that I collected all of the different colours. I also got the banner from the illagers and then the end banner. But of course the banners are customizable, so you can add a load of different designs and colours and patterns and stuff. So there's pretty much an infinite amount of designs you can go for. So it's just not worth the time getting every single one. And it's a similar thing with some of the new items that got added. So if I put some bricks here and then I put the pottery shards, I think here and then down at the bottom, it will make one of these pots and I will have the pottery shard design on these 2 sides here. And then if I move this, the pottery shard design is like on the opposite side, which you can't see. So there is a bunch of different variants of this that you can actually get, and I'm not going to be collecting every single one of these. And another thing is the armor trims here. So of course there's so much customization with every single bit of armor now. I could collect every single one of them, but I'm not gonna. It's just going to take way too long. It wouldn't be interesting content. So I'm just getting the armor trims. I'm not actually going to collect every single piece of armor with every single armor trim on it, and then every different variant, like you can put diamonds or emeralds or whatever on it. But anyway, speaking of the armor trims, I do actually want to put some on my armor here. So I'm actually just going to use the silence. I don't know which one is the best one, but I'm just going to use this just because it took me so long to get. Like, this was the hardest one for me to get, so I'm going to use it. And I'm not really sure what to use with it, so I've got quartz, diamond, redstone and amethyst. I don't really know if the amethyst is going to work. I'll try that one first. So yeah, you can't really see that too much, so I'm not going to use that one. So we'll try the rest of them and see which one I think looks the best. I think that kind of looks like bird poo or something. I don't like that. It might look better on like the chest plate or something, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that one, so I'm not going to use that. Maybe the diamonds, but I feel like everyone's going to use diamonds. So I don't know why I'm looking at the chest plate, because I never even wear the chest plate. But that does definitely look better than the other two. So diamonds looks the best so far. We'll try the redstone as well. And I actually do think that looks quite cool. We'll try it on the helmet. It looks pretty good on the helmet as well. So I think I will use the redstone. I would use the diamonds, like blue is my favourite colour, but we've already had diamond armour in the game for years. Everyone used to wear it all the time. And everyone's going to be using the diamond armour trim, I think. So I'm going to use redstone just to be a bit different. And we've never had like a red armour before. It looks pretty cool. I don't know how it looks like with my skin. Like, I got a bright coloured skin. It kind of looks a little bit odd with the, I've got like diamond hands and then it's red. Maybe the diamond would have looked better. But I do like it. I think it was quite a nice addition to the game, even though it's not really got any practical use. And here's how it looks with the chest plate. I never actually use a chest plate, I always use elytra, but I do think it looks quite cool as well. And if I ever change my mind and I decide I do want the diamonds, I can actually just change it here pretty easily. So it's not really a big deal, but I'm just going to keep the redstone for now. I do like how it looks. But anyway, there's one last thing I quickly want to show before I end the episode. So I showed this earlier, and all of the structures that I visited in today's episode, I just give a little tick. So you can see there's not really too many that I've not visited yet. There's a fossil, a geode, an igloo, and a witch hut. And then over on this, there's quite a few villages. I did actually see a few of these, but I didn't show them in the video, so I'm not going to check them off just yet. But anyway, that is all I've got time for in today's episode. So I hope everyone enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.